Good morning, guys. I am super excited to hang out with you guys for a little bit and jam out on an essential oil that is super special this time of year and an oil that you guys can grab for free. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Brittany McLean. I am the founder of the Diamond Drop Society. Yes, I am coming to you from my couch with my plaid blanket and my cozy moose pajamas, because this is me. This is totally who I am. If you guys follow me online, you know that I tend to jam out in my pajamas a lot. So kind of just seemed fitting given that it is the holiday season and frankincense is free this month. So for those of you who didn't know this, all orders this month, whether you are brand spanking new and you wanted to jump on board with essential oils with a 200 PV order, or you haven't started on your oil journey yet and you have been wanting to, frankincense this month is free. Which, guys, this is like epic because frankincense alone is $110 retail. So it is a expensive oil, and you can snag yourself not only free frankincense, but if you were to place an LRP order, you can also snag yourself holiday joy, which is another amazing blend to use during the holidays. So anyways, I just wanted to share with you guys all the ways that we use frankincense in our home, because I do know that many of you are curious or are needing frankincense in your life, but aren't currently utilizing it. So frankincense is one of the oils, one of the gifts that was brought to Jesus by the three wise men. If you follow the Bible, you know this. Many people know this. And it was also a really prized possession by the Romans. And way back in those days for your skin. So it was a very revered oil to have. People really wanted it, wanted to have these oils, and they were super special way back then. Why we kind of got away from that, I'm not entirely sure. However, frankincense is fantastic for the skin. It is, we call it the king of oils. I'm sure if you were to actually, you can follow on doTERRA, you can hashtag the king of oils, and you can find all of the amazing things and uses and videos from thousands of people sharing their amazing experiences with frankincense. So I've been using frankincense since I started my oil journey. It was one of the first oils that I got because I deal with massive digestive issues. And frankincense is an anti-inflammatory oil. So an oil that's really going to help to bring down that inflammation in your system. So for those of you who deal with digestive issues and are looking for some inflammation relief, I use frankincense a drop under my tongue every single morning and every single night to help combat any of that inflammation that's happening in my digestive system. So if that's something that you experience, I highly recommend using frankincense that way. So taking it internally for inflammation, whether that's digestion or pain, or maybe joint irritation, or maybe you are dealing with head tension or neck tension, or maybe you have an injury. Maybe you had surgery recently on a shoulder or your knee. Frankincense is really going to help to bring down that inflammation in your system. And it works super quick in the body. So we love it for that in our household. Secondly, I love frankincense for inflammation on the surface. So I use frankincense a lot if I'm dealing with a muscle injury, or I'm dealing with maybe joint pain, or if you are experiencing maybe back pain. Frankincense is an oil that I'll often add to a coconut oil and massage into the area of concern, or I have my RMT use it. So these are just a few different ways that you can introduce frankincense into your home, especially if you have an athletic child, or maybe yourself, you're athletic, or maybe you're like me and you're just super clumsy, tend to slip and fall, or you fall down the stairs, or you work out too hard. That is totally all the ways that I use frankincense, is because I'm super clumsy. So in terms of topical use for inflammation and internal use for inflammation, it is phenomenal. But frankincense is also fantastic for the skin. So this is why it was originally, this is why many, many years ago, I believe it was like the Roman emperors, this was a huge prized possession for them. And they, when it came to whether they wanted the jewels or whether they wanted the frankincense, they wanted the frankincense. Frankincense was the oil that they wanted instead of the actual jewelry because of the amazing benefits. So frankincense is fantastic for fine lines, wrinkles, scars, basically all the anti-aging benefits that we want on our skin. So I love adding a drop of frankincense to my moisturizer, or I'll add it to my body moisturizer, or you can actually just take it itself and apply it directly under the eyes or on the forehead, wherever you are looking for that relief. Since it is an anti-inflammatory, I love using it on pimples. So you know those days when you got to go out, you got that new pimple on your face that's really swollen and you really just want it to go away? I have a little top secret that I use. So I love adding a drop of frankincense directly to the area of concern. And then I'm sure you've seen them all over the internet floating around. It's called a jade roller, or you can use really any crystal, but jade roller is the one that I have, or rose quartz roller. And basically all it is a crystal roller. And I keep mine in the fridge. So I'll add the frankincense, I'll pop out the jade roller from the refrigerator, got your anti-inflammatory popped on there, right? And now you've got your cold jade roller, which also helps to bring down inflammation. And I roll out the pimple. And I'll do this a couple of times throughout the day. And by the end of the day and the following morning, typically that pimple's gone. It's quite fantastic how quickly it works. So for those of you who suffer from skin issues or are wanting to help target maybe fine lines and wrinkles, or maybe you are trying to push off Botox, I know I have this conversation with a lot of people. Frankincense is fantastic to help with all those skin things. But not only that, the last reason that I am so in love with frankincense, and you can do a lot of research on it. There's some really cool research on frankincense and disease, specific diseases that I will not name. There's some really cool research out there that I invite you to do a quick Google and find that, because there is some great stuff, really great research that's happening around frankincense. However, frankincense scientifically, for those of you who are kind of interested in this thing, is actually the only oil, the only thing that can cross the blood-brain barrier. Meaning, if you were to take it internally, or maybe you rubbed it on your thumb and put it on the roof of your mouth, it's actually the only oil that can cross through to the brain. So the stuff that the cells that can enter the brain, the molecules that can enter the brain, are a lot smaller than the molecules that can spread throughout the rest of our body. And so a lot of things get stopped and can't actually cross that barrier. But frankincense, the molecules are small enough that it can enter into the brain, meaning frankincense is amazing for helping with brain health, memory, helping with any degenerative or deterioration of the brain, helping to deal with concussions. So applying it topically along the back of the skull, actually applying it around the eyes, all ways that can slowly but surely start to improve brain health, but not only that, memory and all those things that I talked about. So I hope that you guys found this interesting, and I hope that you are intrigued to try frankincense. So just to recap, Frank is available. We're besties. Frank is available with all 200 PV orders. So not dollars specifically, but PV. So whether you are brand new to essential oils and you're just getting started and super excited to get started, or you have been using oils for a while and you would like to place an LRP order or just an order in general, you can get frankincense for free. So just make sure that if you are logging into your back office or placing an order, that number at the bottom in green says 200 PV and not just the dollar amount, because we can kind of things can get a little iffy when you just use the dollar amount. So if you guys have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. And I hope you love your frankincense as much as I do.